each other at Confetti. Me and Krista went to Confetti College, and then Rhiannon came to university and did the degree course. So we like kind of met there, and me and Krista had kind of done like collaborative stuff throughout college, and then I kind of started hanging out with Rhiannon. I kind of wanted to be in a band, so I was like, "Do you want to be in a band, Rhiannon?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Do you want to be in a band?" Krista's like, "Not really." And then we sort of like dragged her into it, and now it's like a tight unit. Do you know what I mean?
My family's not that musical, so I don't know where it came from. I think it was just a passion that just evolved randomly.
Yeah, mine's the same.
Yeah.
Yours is the only musical family.
Yeah, my dad used to be in a band, and he's a drummer and guitarist, and he sings a bit. So
I didn't even know that.
well, there you go.
Wow.
So he encouraged it.
Started playing drums when I was about 8 years old, and then through secondary school that was too hard, so I had to like stop music altogether. And then when I joined these guys, pretty much had to relearn everything again. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, when I met you, you were kind of just singing and like having people like you did like bits of piano and you were learning guitar a bit more, and I was just kind of playing guitar and singing. So.
You actually taught me guitar.
Yes. And sorry, I've got all my memories. So then I kind of played guitar for like Crystal, and like then was teaching guitar and stuff. That's like our collaborative stuff. But I kind of played like ukulele. I started playing violin. Was really rubbish at that. I've got like really shaky hands, so like holding the bow was like not good for me. But I want to get back into that because I've got an electric one, so it sounds pretty cool. And then I play like a bit of bass. Could do the very very basic drum 4/4 beat.
I'll teach you. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll teach each other. And then
Yeah, I started out with piano, and then singing after that. But then I started self-teaching myself guitar, and that is still in process. I still have more things to learn, but I'm getting there. And I can do a bit of drums here and there.
Yes, you can.
I was at Red Hill Academy in Arnold before, and I kind of like, when I was in like school, I like kind of beginning of like I played guitar for my friends, or like did like piano little bits for my friends, and they'd sing, and I didn't feel like I was like a singer, so I just kind of didn't, even though I wanted to be, I just kind of did the background stuff. And then so in school I suffered with like a lot of anxiety, and I was in like a support, like, that makes me sound like really weird, support like help unit, like weird. So if you felt like bad you can go sit with them, that's like and basically they like encouraged me to play like my guitar for exams, which was really nice. And then there was a person that came in one time, and they were like heard me playing and stuff and talking about it, and they knew someone who worked at Confetti, so they said they'd take me to go look around Confetti and see it, and I really liked it, so then they kind of got me in contact with them. And we also had people come into Red Hill to do music tech from Confetti, so like it kind of was like linked, so I was like, yeah, I'll just go there.
My story's a bit less
Crack on.
So I started like music in primary school, and then in secondary school I joined a choir called Thomas because my singing teacher made me audition, not made me, but he suggested that I audition for it, and so I did that. So mostly classical and musical theatre, and so originally I wanted to do musical theatre, and then I got into songwriting, and so I got into Uni of West London, and I went, and then after about a week I hated it, and so I was like, okay, I want to go home, and then I looked up where I could go instead, found Confetti. I was like, that's the one. We'll go there.
It was the one.
It was the one.
And hey presto.
So I think where it all started off is I was in a choir group at primary school called Sing Up, and it obviously led to what Sing Up was. It was a choir where you could teach kids to sing, and through there it got so big that we went to Birmingham Symphony Hall and produced like a massive production of choir. There was like over like probably 1,000 singers there, which was massive. And I was like, from here I was like, I love singing, I've got to go from here, it's brilliant. Went to secondary school, Leesbrook. At the time we did have music lessons, but they weren't great, and there was no such thing as a GCSE music course. So I got so many people trying to come around saying, we need this course, I love music, we need to do it and get the GCSEs for it. And they were like, oh, well, we don't really want to put any funding in the music. And I was just like, no, we can do it. Like, do the first year, see how it goes. And it turned out so well that they've carried on doing music. I don't know whether
to every other school.
I don't know whether they do it now, but back then it was great, and it led me on to my music teacher saying there's a college in Nottingham that do music and performance and you'll love it. So I literally just went straight after, just went down and went, let's see what this is about. Then college went, that was pretty decent. I was like, oh, I'll do this for uni as well, why not? So yeah.
And the panic sets in.
Yeah.
So I wanted an all-girl band because I thought it was kind of cool. Like, I liked all these bands when I was younger, like McFly, Busted, and I thought they were like really cool. Like, I wasn't really into like Girls Aloud and like, was it Sugar Babes and stuff like that was around at the same time. I was very tomboyish, and I was like, you don't really see a lot of like girls like just playing instruments, and like it was all kind of girl bands. And I think in some respects it is kind of like that now still. Like, there's a lot of female artists in like mainstream that are just kind of singers.
Yeah,
but as we've like formed a girl band, we've met loads of really cool like girl bands. There's like, I think the ones we've met have been more rockier than us. We're kind of more like poppy, but like indie kind of, you know, that kind of genre. But it was like an intention of mine to have a all-girl band.
Everyone's always like, oh, you should get a bassist, and the only bassists who we've really considered are guys, and we're like, oh, we can't do it.
We can't find someone that fits with us.
Not that we would be completely against having a guy bassist, but just because, you know, it would be nice to have another girl.
We've had wigs, but I don't think any of them seem up for that. Yeah, so like the music that I grew up with, like I said, was McFly, Busted. There's some of the girl groups, but not like a lot of that, and that kind of is like probably my main influence. Obviously the name is Marty, the stuff Marty and McFly from Back to the Future, whereas where McFly got their name from. So it's kind of like a little tie-in for me personally to have that from my inspirations. But we all have different influences that affect our music, so like these two have quite different ones to me.
Someone like her, I did really like girl groups and girl bands. No, not really. But I like in terms of bands, I prefer like older bands like Fleetwood Mac and my all-time favourite band, stuff like that. And then I tend to go for more musical theatre or like ballady stuff. And then Krista.
My first influence was Michael Jackson. And it was actually mad, to be fair. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely the career I want to be in. But obviously now I've definitely broadened my genre range. Obviously with indie pop with us, it's mainly reggae, soul. Yeah. Very different to what we do. I mean, I do try and incorporate the styles.
Yeah, we have a few songs that, and especially ones that are coming out, that are more kind of got Krista's influences in. Because obviously we didn't want to just do me and Rianne and have Krista just like drumming in the background. So we have like Krista singing and playing like these kind of more soulier.
Sounds great actually. I think so.
Yeah, they're really fun to play.
Yeah, it's fun to try out each other's genres. We all write separately, so
yeah, we've only written together a couple of times, which I really want to do more, because we do like work well together, obviously. But for the EP that we've just bringing out, we wrote the songs separately. So Rianne wrote three, and Chris wrote one and I wrote one, and we kind of like so with the one that I wrote, it was kind of like I wrote the structure of it and had like bits, but then we brought it together and we kind of evolved it from what it was.
Arrangement takes place like when we bring it together.
A lot.
So
like
it really becomes the finished product. You can't say like, oh, I've finished this song. It would be like, I've got this idea for a song.
So like Fame I wrote, but like we kind of wrote it, if that makes sense, because it's like we worked together.
Yeah, well you wrote it, but like
in terms of we kind of made it.
Yeah,
in the cheesiest way.
Made it.
Yeah, made it. Produced.
Arranged. I love doing Havana.
I love doing Havana as well.
I do because I don't have to sing, so I can play guitar and I don't have to worry about the words. Still haven't learned them. Like, could easily learn them, but
that would be my favourite.
Never Too Late is our favourite to play.
We get to hear Rianne rap a little bit, which is very good.
Price Tag. We performed Price Tag, and that's one of our favourites to play because like Rianne just starts rapping in it, and I get to use my guitar pedal, and it's just like really fun. But I'd say for me, I don't have a favourite from the EP. I kind of like go from like, oh, I really like this one, then next week I'll be like, oh no, I like this one, because they're all quite really strong songs, And I'm not saying that because we wrote them, but they've got like really catchy choruses, and like I feel like a lot of people have told me that they're all quite strong.
Yeah.
We just have some that are potentially stronger as singles than others. But my favourite to play live is Never Too Late, just because it's the drums and the guitar. It's really
same.
fun.
Yeah, I would
So,
say
yeah.
that too. Most of the time, we always have rehearsals every week. So normally on a Friday, our lessons involve a 2-hour rehearsal time, and we can do whatever we want. Most of the time, it is preparing for gigs and other opportunities that we need to perform for. That's normally the time when we rehearse. Is then, or most of the time, we can actually book out and come here and rehearse.
Yeah, if we've got a bigger gig, we're kind of worried about we'll do some extra time.
But I don't know about you guys, but I do set up the drum kit at home and practice just in case. But like,
Yeah.
got to get this spot on.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
We'll usually kind of like record a session when we're all together, and then I'll take that recording and kind of practice with it at home to get it like right, obviously because I can't bring them with me all the time.
Definitely not dingy. We've had our fair share of dingy.
But I love small gigs because it's like
the small
more
ones are
personal.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
liked
watching small gigs.
The Bajiga was.
Yeah.
The Diga was perfect.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was.
That's a nice sized venue to do.
The sound engineers were spot on as well. It's fantastic.
And we did a festival, Radfest, and that was like a really big kind of feel.
Yeah.
I think
That
there
was
nearly
good, but it was
1,000
really
people there,
nerve-wracking.
and
Yeah.
it was really scary. But afterwards, and kind of like during it, it was like amazing.
It was like,
just
oh
to
my
kind
God,
of,
we'll
like
do
you
it
look at the
again.
pictures, there was so many people there.
Yeah.
And I think I get quite claustrophobic in small places, so like having an outdoor festival was like
It
more
was
fun for
literally
me because I
field.
felt more like I could breathe.
Yeah, that was the first time that you were less nervous than I was.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly down to nerves before a gig that I hate. But
Different approach.
the best bit really is getting on stage, performing it, and like getting the feedback from people and how you can improve is probably the best thing. Recently we did last year, we went to the studio, and I love the idea of getting a song and making it like this massive like project, and it's just like all laid out the way you want it, but it's so time consuming and it's so stressful. It's probably the worst stage of producing music.
Yeah.
It's so time consuming.
Yeah, I think
It is good though when you get the end product. It's like, wow. Eventually,
Yeah.
you're like,
I think I like all of it, but it is stressful, and I don't think people realise how stressful it is half the time. They're like, oh, you just go play the shows, and like,
No,
yeah, but it's like,
it's
like
not a
that's fun.
9 till 5 job, is it really? It's like
Yeah.
constant.
Like I was telling these guys, I was like, I'm having a weekend where I'm gonna relax because I really struggle relaxing, and I still just did loads of work for the band, like sending emails out to blogs and stuff, and like trying to. Do you think, oh, it's not really work, and then you do it, and you're like, it's like 2 hours later, you're embedded in emails and like editing videos and sorting out like contacts and promoters and stuff. And it's like, because we're like independent, it's even more work. So it's like, yeah, probably gonna look really old by the time I'm 20. Do you know what I mean? That's in next month as well.
A tour would be mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, when we get enough followers, it would be really cool to go on a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2, really. It's kind of similar to yours. So it's being like a support. for
Also,
a
yeah,
local
support
tour.
That's
as well.
probably
Yeah,
the next
that's it.
step.
Yeah,
Something
just to
like
kind of have that, because I when I go to concert stuff, I always look at the supports. Like I never used to, because I used to get like really nervous. It's kind of like going to the cinema and waiting, like the advertisements, and like for some reason it makes me nervous. But now I'm like really into it, and kind of looking at like that and thinking, oh, that would be really cool, like if you went on a tour
Yeah, that would be cool.
with this massive band just because they like you or something like that. And then my other thing is just kind of making the show even more interesting. So like having these kind of like, so like bands that I like. So when I went to see McBusted, which is like a lovely combination of McFly and Busted, they had an amazing show. And obviously we can't afford like the pyro and stuff they had, but they had like the little kind of, it wasn't scripted moments, but it was like kind of like moments they had.
Making a performance.
And it was
Making
more of
an
a
actual show
performance
about it.
and a gig, and I really like that. And I think that's something that I'd really like to try and incorporate with
Yeah.
us, because we have like our funny moments and we're like quite witty with each other. And I think if we brought that into the actual show, it'd be more interesting for people other than just the songs and stuff.
Yeah, Worst Case is coming out, I believe, at the end of April. That's the target anyway, and most of the time we do hit it, so it's pretty good. At the end of the year, the EP will come out. It will come out.
It will come out.
Yeah, it's just very stressful, but we're on it, so yeah. And probably in the future, Probably.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
we're going to do an
full-length
album. We've been writing other songs. We've got about 4 or 5 new songs that we're kind of like trying to just get it finished, because obviously we've got uni and work. Sometimes we have to focus on that. But over the summer we have to like last summer we did the songs we did recently. And so that's why we want to do this summer, like just kind of work throughout that. We went to Essex to see Chris Bourne, who is brothers with James Bourne from Busted, and we wrote some songs with him, which is pretty cool, especially for me because that's like the music that I love listening to, so it was kind of interesting to get that. And we wrote 2 songs with him, and we're going to plan to write some more with him soon, and then hopefully we'll have some good songs to pick for an album and be like, I have this one.
I mean, we've got Castle Rock.
Yeah.
That's a little
Deerstock.
cute gig. What was that?
Deerstock Festival.
That housekeeping.
We've got yeah.
We do weird stuff.
There's
Yeah.
a husky camp apparently.
Yeah,
playing
so
there.
my dad's friends, they have huskies and they rescue them, and they do a big camp every year for charity and stuff, and we're going to go play.
We're going to
and
sing
pet
the
some
Huskies.
dogs.
It's going to be a new experience.